All right, everybody, happy Sunday. It is the 5th of February. The February 5th, I almost said that. It is the 5th of February and I'm just using today to get caught up on a ton of content. I recorded just now to some pelvic floor exercises, pelvic floor connection breath type of stuff, my favorite deep core exercises, all that's going up, some stuff on mirror work, some stuff on blood sugar and meal timing for my Facebook group. So all that's going up on my Facebook and Instagram socials here in the next week or two. And so I'm also taking some time today to record some content for YouTube. And this is going to be my January flip through of my Hobonichi weeks and my Hobonichi cousin. And now I'm using these a little bit differently than I have before. How I was using them in January, I realized going into February was not necessarily what was going to work because what was happening is I was using them both for work and personal and trying to kind of mix and match. And what was happening was one, a level of redundancy that was not useful to me. And it was just kind of like trying to, and then also trying to remember like what's written in which book and things like that. So I actually decided over the last week, I'm going to try something where the Hobonichi weeks is really going to be my personal planner because it's got some trackers in it. It's got more notes for like personal research, for doctor's appointments, for health things. It's where I'm tracking like my cycle and stuff like that. So this is going to be more for personal use. And then my Hobonichi cousin is going to definitely be more for work specific stuff. And then I actually, part of my struggle with this was I need all the notes pages usually for work that are in the back of the Hobonichi weeks mega. This is a mega, although I'm still sure I'll use plenty of these pages that are in the back because I love the fact that there are so many pages in the back and I like to kind of research things for myself and make notes on them. And then at the end of this year, I'll maybe decide what is going to be best for 2024, but I have the space right now, so I'm just going to use it and see what happens. But in the Hobonichi cousin, part of the struggle was while there's daily pages, there's not really just like weeks pages or like just notes pages. There's like a couple at the back, but a lot of times I need to be able to like take notes for meetings. And while that was working, I did have one day where my task list and my meeting notes kind of like had like a car crash situation where they really did not jive well together. And so I want to alleviate that. So I got like a Midori A5 notebook and not sure what I'm going to do. I may order a Naya papery case. I emailed the owner of that company to ask if it was possible to order like an A5 cover that was slightly wider so it would fit a Hobonichi as well as a Midori notebook in it with the clear covers on them because I do want to keep the clear cover on this. I really love this and I like the idea of being able to pull it out and still have it be protected or keeping it in the case with the Midori A5 notebook. So I think that's going to help me sort of supplement. So we're going to go ahead and just dive right in. So let's dive in first to my weeks. Now, this is definitely my more like fun sort of planner where I definitely take a little bit more artistic liberties. So I have like a dashboard here with some papery planning sticky notes, which I use all the time. A little self-care vellum that I tipped in that was a freebie from, I can't remember where I got it, but I absolutely love this. And then I made sort of like a dashboard and actually taped these two pages together. So this 2023 intent, taped it over and tipped it in and glued it on top of. So the Hobonichi Techo 2023 sort of shows behind it, which I really love. And so for January, here's sort of just like some personal information with my health, tracking my weight. And then in January, and I did end up adding the little sterling ink tabs because they come in the monthly box and they're so tiny and cute. And I actually decided to move my tabs, try moving my index clips to the bottom, and I absolutely love it. These were all my workouts for the month of January and or doctor's appointments. And so I just really like having this as like an overall view of what my workouts and stuff looked like or doctor's appointments looked like over the course of a month. As you can see, this week was definitely sparse, but I got a tooth pulled on this day, so clearly was not really doing a whole lot. And the rest of the time I was getting, you know, anywhere from 3 to 4, sometimes 5 workouts a week, and that's pretty standard for me. Sometimes it fluctuates, and I want this actually to be like way over here. I like my tabs. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the weeks. So this was back planned from my other Hobonichi weeks because this is the week that I moved in to this week's, and I was using this for work and for personal and for, you know, different events and things like that. And this I really liked, but a lot of times what happens is because I back planned, I left a lot of tasks out. I would always bleed over into the notes pages for my work tasks because when I'm working with my clients one-on-one, a lot of times I have things that pop up that have to be just added to the list as the week goes on. And it's much easier for me to do that on the daily pages now in the cousin, and I'll kind of show how that works when I do my plan with me. And then here was the next week. Now I was really loving this outlining, but part of the problem is it was taking me a little longer to set up than I wanted. Now you can even see here, see notes, like all of this plus bleed over into my notes pages. It was quite a bit for that week. And then I did the same thing here with this week. This is the week that I started using the Hobonichi Cousin in addition to this, so I didn't bleed out over into any notes pages with my work tasks. But this is all starting to feel very congested and very busy, which is kind of hard for me to look at. And like this week looked fine, but that's because I back planned and didn't include everything. And I think that's why I was thinking it was gonna work. And then January, and then here's the final week of full week of January, where I kind of switched this up a little bit, tracking more home tasks and personal care in here, as well as recurring work tasks, plus events, plus my vitamins and water, which I've been struggling with the last couple weeks. My ADHD has really been on one, so my personal care has been a bit of a struggle this week, as well as my home care and home tasks, but I'm doing the best that I can. And then this is obviously going into this week. Now I did this and I put something up here and I didn't like it, and this is when I decided I'm putting my work stuff into my cousin, and I covered this up. But this is my personal tasks for the week, vitamins and water intake. As you can see, I'm like forgetting to drink my water and take my vitamins this week, just basic things that I've really been struggling this week. But being able to, I pull this out once or twice a day and look at it, and it is a good reminder. And I actually need to, you guys, I did take my vitamins yesterday. I did remember, and I have had 2 24-ounce glasses of water so far today, so I can check those off and we're on a good track. And then I also put like other things here too, like you can see I have done hardly anything for personal care this week. I need to do some skincare. I did do a little bit of teeth whitening on Friday. I need to wash my hair. I do want to take a bath because my muscles really hurt. But updating my tracker, I have a finance tracker weeks right here, which is helping me just like track my spending and just get better with my budgeting. I get a lot of dopamine hits from using this, and this is just a regular Hobonichi weeks that I used, but what I did was I printed a cute picture on sticker paper and covered the outside of it because I didn't really like the pattern. So I just covered it up with a big ass sticker and then put it in a clear cover, and I absolutely love this. This is so easy and cute just to whip out, and I don't really take this with me places, although I can. Like I'm setting up a finance date with one of my colleagues next week, and I'm gonna definitely bring this baby with me, but like look how cute that is. I just love this. This is just so soothing to me, which is really nice. Okay, so that is my February flip, and then obviously, or my January flip, I have my January tracker. So I will go into here. So this was my January tracker where I was tracking. So this is my January tracker, and this is, I'm trying to film this upside down because the way that this films, it will film upside down and then I have to flip it around. I was tracking making the bed, no caffeine before 8 a.m. And then I was tracking also like my, some nutrient intake throughout the day, but then I started tracking a chronometer. So I was like, I don't need to track this here. Then what days I ate gluten-free. I do have to maintain a pretty gluten-free lifestyle for my Hashimoto's. What nights I got 7 hours of sleep, and did I have less than 2 servings of processed sugar, because that became a bit of an issue over the course of December. And then down here, I was tracking my personal goals. When did I practice Spanish? When did I crochet, knit? And when did I practice music outside of my professional obligations? And as you can see, I did really poorly on the personal goals side of things. But really well on like sleep, no caffeine before 8 a.m. I didn't make the bed a ton in January, so definitely trying to focus on that this month. So I set up my February tracker for making the bed, no coffee before 8 a.m., 7 hours of sleep, and then just my personal goals. So really kind of minimizing my focus in February, but I do like doing these monthly trackers. I don't fill them in advance because I feel like I need the, you know, what I'm tracking, what my focus needs to be able to fluctuate. And then obviously like all my notes pages, I just use an ollie clip here to clip all of my notes pages that I've had so far for like work. And so I actually made a page where I titled this skincare research because I want to look up a couple of different options for some skincare products that I'm running out of, and that are just a little bit more expensive than I want to consistently keep in my routine. So I want to see if I can find stuff that's maybe a little bit less expensive. Okay, so that is my Hobonichi Weeks personal, and I'll be doing a plan with me setup for that. Let's get into my Hobonichi cousin. No, this has been a trip, you guys. So obviously in I did this in the in this like year at a glance page because I started doing something and I didn't like it, so I just printed this out on sticker paper and shoved it in here, and I absolutely adore it. It's so soothing and pretty. You guys are gonna laugh at me. So I am using this as a index. So this is I really started using it on the 12th because I was using it as like a language learning book for like the first couple weeks of the year. Realized very quickly that that was not how I wanted to utilize this. And I really only am trying this book out because I had it and I wanted to see if it fit into my routine. And I just have an index here of notes and things like that. So my actual like January monthly page, I just covered in a like vision board for my goals really for the year. Sort of my big goals. Like I want to write a little bit more, really want to focus in on some new strategies for like finance management. I really want to practice Spanish more, continue moving my body, and then taking more time to reflect and journal, which has been really good. So, and then, you know, keep writing and creating and just enjoying that more. So I don't know what I'm going to do here for February. I'm maybe, because I'm going to be using this for work, going to be planning out what my weekly tasks are for content and what are my monthly recurring tasks, and putting that high level overview here so I can reflect back on it from week to week. So here's my January flip for this week. So I started really using this on the 12th. So I kind of backfilled this. I don't really like the way that I use this weekly layout, but this week and this week was really just about me trying to figure out what I needed this for. And this is when I was trying to do work and personal, and then, you know, meal planning on this side, and then content down here. And this was just too much. There was too much going on in here. And so this is really the first week that I really loved this spread. And I love this spread. Absolutely adore it. Now I did track my daily steps here this week and this week. But I'm going to move that into my weeks because I do want to keep this as a work focused, although this canceled. Oh, that's not canceled. This was nice because this really just allows me to kind of come back in and reflect as the day is going on of what I really did that day with very like minimal effort. And I find that that helps me stay on task, actually coming in here and like filling this in. And here in the work, this is not like the broken down work task, but is more so what is the theme of these work sessions, just so I can get an overview. I do track it via Toggle, but writing it down makes a big difference. And then this week is a similar look. And obviously we are here in this little work session. And when I'm done here, I will record this. I have to go to the Genius Bar because my other computer, the battery died, and I'm going to get a new battery in that laptop. So I got to go drop it off. But this has been really nice. Again, I'm just going to leave my daily steps out of this for next week, but this is pretty much what next week is going to look like. But that was January. And then here are my daily pages. This has been a trip, you guys. This has been an absolute trip. So here's when I started using them on January 12th, and I really didn't know what I was doing with these daily pages, right? This was way too much deco. This was too much, again, work personal, trying to figure out how much space I need for everything. And I really just kind of realized I need the personal, especially recurring tasks, to be somewhere else, and those are going in my weeks. Although I did like kind of this color palette. It was quite nice because it's very neutral, personal, things like that. And then again, I tried to set things up and break it out a little bit too consistently, and I just didn't like how this looked, because even here, like, this was bleeding over into this space, and I just didn't like it. Now I started using it like this here, where I was kind of doubling like sort of like the log for the day, and I do really like how this looks visually, but I was also doing this in the weekly section and it felt very redundant, so I didn't want to continue doing that. Did this for a couple days, realized I didn't want to just have this here just because it looks nice. I needed the space to be just more functional, but I did like how this was tasks and then notes. But then again, how much room do I need for either one? I don't know. It just depends on the day, right? And then this was looking really nice, where I was like kind of covering up the times and then just sort of brain dumping here. And then these days worked. I'm really figuring out that I hate using color, a lot of color in this book, because anytime I have like a lot of color in these like daily spreads, it really drives me up the freaking wall. And this, again, trying to break it out didn't work. And so this is when I kind of started using, okay, I'm just going to use this left-hand column as a task list, and then use this like right-hand side as more of like notes. And this is where I had like meeting notes sort of bleed over, and again, tried to break it out, and then it just bit me in the ass. So this week in February, I just did, by the way, I did this deco, and I absolutely hated it. The more that I looked at it over the last few days, absolutely hated it. Tasks and notes. Put my monthly recurring tasks here just so I can reflect back on them. Tasks, and then like notes. Tasks, and then like notes. And this seems to be working for me. And then again today, tasks, and then just kind of like brain dumping notes. And now what I'll do a lot of times too is the notes. Sometimes these notes here will be pertaining to either day, like over the course of a 2-week spread. And that's totally fine, but this is actually working for me. And so because now I've established this, it's been easy, and I have a bunch of sticky notes. It's been easy for me to like state specific tasks. I can just pop forward. Here we go, I gotta check this bank here. And then on this day, I put a sticky note, review QR code generator plan, blah, blah, blah. On the 18th, I even put here, I need to, you know, update my Zoom account to annual and pay attention to that. So I've been able to go through and put stuff in on specific days, which has been really helpful because then I don't have to worry about it like going into a week. I can literally just put it on something. Now, what I wanna use the Midori notebook for eventually is just like a master brain dump, because I thought, well, do I maybe use Monday as my master brain dump? And then I realized I don't really want to do that. I want to have like one space for it, but I don't want to take up space in my weekly section for it because I like tracking my weeks like this. And then the Midori notebook will also be helpful too if I have any longer meetings or need to take notes and stuff like that. I will create an index in there once I get that. That should be here this week. So that is my February flip, you guys, of those two. And then I actually want to show, or my January flip, want to show you. Ah, my notebooks are falling down on my bookshelf. I've been using a Sterling Ink Common Planner as a journal this year, and I have a couple of affirmation cards and vellum in the cover here. This is a cover from Salty Katie Co. But I want to show you my January flip from this book, because this is how I've been using this as a journal. And I'm behind on journaling for February, so I'm definitely gonna take some time today to do that. I definitely covered up a lot of stuff as I was experimenting in this book. But here's what I did, is I did a memory a day on the monthly spread. And this was from December, right? A memory a day, whether it was good or bad. And then what I do in the weekly section is, on the weekly section, hello, January, where's January? So here's the end of December into the first week of January. I do gratitude as well as affirmations. Now I use the app I Am for affirmations, and I just kind of flip through and copy down the ones that I like. It's very soothing, it's very easy. And so this also looks just very satisfying. Love this. And then here we are into, again, I'm behind on journaling for the last few days of February. So we've gotten into the 30th and 31st. These few days have just been crazy. So I'm really looking forward to some time today. And you can see even here's February 1st, I have nothing. But what I've been doing is sort of like a page a day of just a reflection. So I did start this journal in the end of December. December 27th, because there's enough pages in here for me to do December 27th through December 31st in these notes pages, and this B6 size is really nice for a page a day. So this is just my personal thoughts. I've been using a lot of stickers from Lauren Phelps Design because they're really nice and big, tipped in a Sterling Ink vellum here, just for funsies. I make like a big header. These are from Sweet Freckle Designs, so stickers, Sweet Freckle Designs, Sweet Freckle Designs, Lauren Phelps, Sterling Ink, Lauren Phelps, Lauren Phelps. I love how big some of these stickers are, which really helps fill in the space for me, which is great. Sterling Ink, Lauren Phelps Designs, Lauren Phelps Designs. Just look how gorgeous that looks. And then Sterling Ink, or Sweet Freckle Designs. I love this kit, and I wish I had like 6 more of these little like kind of like Star Witch potions kit because they're just so fun. This is Lauren Phelps Designs. Lauren Phelps Designs, like, tell me that's not gorgeous. Tell me that's not gorgeous. Lauren Phelps Designs, just so satisfying. Lauren Phelps Designs, and now we're into February, and this is where I will take some time to kind of come back and journal from the last few days. So yes, that is my Sterling Ink January flip. All right, you guys, that is it for today. Please, if you did like this video, if you like the planner flips, drop a comment below if you have any questions about any of the materials. This is a Moterm cover, by the way. And this is a TWSBI Eco Fine Nib, and I just fill it. I love the brown ink. And this is the, no idea which color ink this is from Ferris Wheel Press, but it's a brown ink, and I absolutely love it on this paper. It just is so divine to me. Like, come on. Look how nice that brown looks. Just absolutely love it. So anyway, let's go ahead and closing out this video because I do have a few others that I'm going to be recording today. But if you have any questions, if you have any comments, feel free to drop them below. Make sure you give a like and a subscribe. It really helps this little channel grow and just share more planner love, productivity love, health and fitness, things like that. So thank you guys so much and have a wonderful rest of your day.